What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are tuned into the Carmine Davis Show. Of course, there's like glitter all over my eyes. All I can see is glitter. But anyway, welcome back to the show. A couple of weeks off, a little hiatus or whatever, but we back. Okay, I've been getting everything ready, been dealing with some deals, all that jazz. But you ain't come here for all that. You ain't come here for all that. You came here for the hot topics, and we got some hot topics. Okay, Margaret Show is calling out Dave Chappelle for his transphobic jokes. And the people are holding J.K. Rowling accountable for her trans comments. Child, they are not playing with the girl. And Chris Robinson suffers the wardrobe malfunction. We done all saw it. And we're going to talk about it today on this show. Before we get into those, make sure you guys subscribe, rate and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health, honey. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis. And hold on, we got some new merch. And it's the Carmine Davis Psychedelic Fan Art Collection. It was created by a fan, and thank you so much for letting me use it. They're beautiful. It's so cool. I always wanted my face on a psychedelic type of tee, band merch shirt, and they're there, CarmineDavisShop.com. All of it, backpacks, t-shirts, everything. Support your girl and all my music and all my endeavors at CarmineDavisShop.com, okay? Let's get into it. So let's start off with Chris Robinson suffers wardrobe malfunction. Okay, from LoveyScott.com, Chris Brown Robinson suffers wardrobe malfunction mid-race, still wins at Ostrava Golden Spike. American sprinter Chris Robinson had a major moment at the Ostrava Golden Spike meet in the Czech Republic. However, it wasn't just his blazing speed that turned heads. However, Robinson isn't just a one-off viral moment. He's a legit rising star in the U.S. track and field. The Florida native burst onto the scene by winning the 2023 NCAA 400-meter hurdles title for the University of Alabama. Since going pro, Robinson has been crushing personal records. He clocked a new hurdles best of 47.95 seconds in 2024, then followed it up in May with a 400-meter flat time at 44.15. Now, all that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not a sports girly. One of the fastest by any American in 2025, according to Track and Field. In 2025 season, he's been stacking podiums on the international circuit. He competed in the Grand Slam track series and anchored Team USA to gold in the mixed 4x400 milliliter relay at the World Relays in Guangzhou. And while there is no doubt that Robinson is a serious contender for national team sports, all eyes were on his jump after the runner suffered a wardrobe malfunction in Ostrava. Here's how it all went down, along with his sentiments about the slip up. In a wild scene at the Ostrava Golden Spike meet in the Czech Republic on June 24th, American hurdler Chris Robinson fully owned a hilarious wardrobe malfunction. The 24-year-old hurdler broke the tape in the men's 400 milliliter hurdles in 48.05 seconds, even after his shorts repeatedly slipped, inadvertently exposing him mid-race. According to Reuters, Robinson had to adjust his shorts on multiple occasions after the mishap. Even after the awkward moment, Robinson kept his composure. The event's broadcasters also couldn't help but laugh. Commenters Tim Hutchinson and Hannah England called the mishap an equipment failure during live coverage per Wide World of Sports, because baby, that was some equipment he was swinging down there. Okay, video replays confirmed what everyone saw. Around 250 meters into the race, Robinson's entire package popped out, yet the fans and rivals chuckling on. He didn't let it slow him down. He clobbered the ninth He clobbered the ninth hurdle and momentarily stumbled, but regained control to clear the last barrier and still held on for the win. The result was a season's best time and a narrow victory. Congratulations, Robinson. Robinson won by just 1/100th of a second over Brazil's Matheus Lima, with Czech Vít Mutler third. And despite the embarrassing glitch, Robinson finished the race beaming, lying on the track, grinning at his performance, a fitting finish for someone who had conquered the equipment failure in stride. Robinson did not let his penis slip distract him from the race. After the event, the athlete took to Instagram to update fans. Thank you for everyone who checked in. We're all good. Greatness is coming. Robinson wrote on his Instagram story via Sports Kita. Robinson did not explicitly mention the wardrobe malfunction as he appears to have his mindset on the next race. The athlete named the anomaly has always been hyper-focused on sports. He previously told Citius Mag that the main goal is scoring more track and field victories. Just more track training, really getting a little bit more practice and just focus on the goal. The main goal is winning, Robinson said. I just feel like this is another stepping stone, really. I'm not really rushing the process. Should track uniforms be redesigned to avoid embarrassing moments like this, or is it just a part of the sport? Tap in below, leave a comment, let me know what y'all think. And congratulations to Chris. I'm glad. It feels icky. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, we know historically I'm a freak, right? And I love a good penis. I delight in it. I love looking at them. I love feeling them. I love mine. I love theirs. I love it, but I like it consensual. I like seeing it consensually. I feel weird, especially when somebody, as a performer like myself or someone, who is out there doing it. I feel weird that it was like exposed and it was replayed over and over again. So my heart goes out to Chris. I don't look at this like, it just feels yucky to me. Like, I don't look at this like, even though he's blessed, I just would have rather have known about it with his consent. Leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. I feel bad for him, but I'm so glad the Lord is with him because he won. He got the victory in the end, and he continues to win. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I didn't want to replay it. It didn't turn me on. I think that's weird. But leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from, or if you disagree, child, you got your rocks off on it. He doesn't seem to be bothered. Do y'all think that track uniforms need to be redesigned to avoid embarrassing moments like this? I don't think most people are building for that type of body. You know what I'm saying? So maybe there needs to be a line. Maybe he needs to redo a line. Maybe create a line. I don't know. But we're going to move on to the next hot topic. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health. Child, subscribe, smash that bell button. We're almost at 10,000 followers on YouTube, or subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you guys hit that bell button. Follow us on all of our socials, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis, and we're going on to the hot topic, okay? LubbyScott.com, Harry Potter pulled from shelves as protest against Rowling's comments grows. Woo! It's the end of an era at one San Francisco bookstore. The magic of Harry Potter has officially faded from their shelves, literally. Local shop Booksmith just pulled out 7 books in the series, saying they can't support J.K. Rowling's repeated comments about the transgender community. Over the past few years, the author has repeatedly made headlines for comments about gender the LGBTQIA advocates call hurtful. In 2020, Rowling mockingly tweeted about a UN report on people who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Wombod, Rowling sarcastically asked the Reuters. She later reframed her stance as defending biological sex, writing on social media that she respects every trans person's right to live any way they feel that feels authentic. Still, she insisted her own life has been shaped by being female and that it's not hateful to say so. In May, Rowling announced that her Women's Fund would provide legal support to women challenging trans-inclusive policies. This was the final straw. Bookstores have since removed the entire Harry Potter series from their shelves as they refuse to support the controversial author. In June, the independent Booksmith on Hyatt Street announced it would stop carrying the entire Harry Potter series. The decision followed Rowling's pledge to channel franchise royalty into a women's fund that critics say is committed to dismantling transgender protections. Booksmith's statement was blunt and direct. We don't know exactly what her women's fund will entail, but we know that we aren't going to be a part of it. Booksmith wrote in a blog post. As a group of queer booksellers, we also had our adolescence shaped by wizard and elves. Look at us. It's obvious. Listen, clock that, okay? Another Castro District shop, queer run Fabuloso Books, quickly followed suit. They placed a whiteboard in the window, making their stance on the author clear. We are no longer buying and selling books by J.K. Rowling as she is devoting her life to nastiness. The message reads. The post thanked Booksmith for setting a good example. Meanwhile, Booksmith published a list of alternative fantasy titles to try, from Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea to Rick Riordan's series, and suggests fans consider used Harry Potter copies instead. Essentially, the stores urge customers to keep enjoying magic and adventure while opting not to fund Rowling's new political campaign. J.K. Rowling has an obsession with trans women. Okay, Rowling has spent years targeting trans women without justification. She has launched the J.K. Rowling Women's Fund, leaving many stunned and frustrated. The legal initiative, fully funded by Rowling herself, aims to defend what she calls women's sex-based rights. Though the fund, she plans to bankroll legal cases across the UK and Ireland that challenge policies that allow trans women to access women-only spaces. The move has sparked backlash from the LGBTQI plus community, IA plus community, but Rowling seems unbothered. She doubled down on the belief in a tweet shared about the legal fund, promoting the idea that men can become women by performing their idea of what a woman is, which funnily enough often turns out to be pornified sex object. Does not liberate women and girls, she tweeted. Should bookstores stop selling Harry Potter in the protest of activism? Comment below. I was just talking to a friend, and we were talking about he was watching the Harry Potter movies, and I was just talking about how I hadn't watched it in a while, and I was wondering why. And I'm not totally sure how much of she gets from the movies. I'm sure there's something there that she gets, but I'm not watching that bitch no more. I'm not reading her books no more. Like, girl, why? Why? Why would you put a dime in some shit like that? Why? Why? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and like, for someone to be so intelligent, or someone to be, or so, like, I mean, because she just wrote a book, anybody could write a motherfucking book. But, like, not trying to take anything away from her, but a bitch I know is illiterate and she wrote a book. So, I mean, anybody could write a book. But to be so hateful, like, girl, get off of that. And I get a comment, you're ignorant, you don't know anything about it, but to like cipher money from your fund to put it into something that builds a wall against something, girl, save it. It's weird. And I think women, white women especially, black women too, we talked about this on the show, this show is pro-black, pro-woman, and pro-gay, those three things, when those things are all amiss, I have a problem with it. And I think it makes me feel icky that women's rights don't equate to trans rights to women. They don't see it that way. Leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. And if you need education don't look it up. Google, the information is there. Don't go around J.K. Rowling this shit. I think we need to pull her shit from everything, because the books, they were great. But, girl, knowing that a nasty bitch wrote those words, I don't know. We're going to move on. I feel like that's my problem that I've been having a lot lately, is trying to separate the art from the people. I've been getting that a lot. Jaheim, I've been listening to he's been coming up on my Spotify a lot lately, and knowing that he's trying to kill dogs down here in Georgia, allegedly. Like, God, I'm trying to, don't hate on us. We fabulous. Like, and you trying to kill babies, kill pit bulls in your garage, allegedly. That's crazy. And it's hard to, Diddy, all these things. And it's hard to just kind of separate the art, but you got to. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if he made a 0.5 of a penny off of my stream. Bitch, you won't get that. I'm gonna do my best. Try anything is a mainstay on my playlist. Who am I kidding? But I'm gonna do my best. Let's move on to the next hot topic. Before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health. Follow us on all of our socials. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, TikTok.com/Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis, Carmine Davis everywhere. Shop the CarmineDavisShop.com website, bitch. Get your Carmine Davis Shop tee. I want to see everybody with theirs, rock theirs, a tee. Grab a sticker. Show your girl some love. Let's go on to the third and final hot topic. More transgender issues. Okay. From LoveyScott.com, Margaret Cho says Dave Chappelle's trans jokes are painful. Margaret Cho isn't holding her tongue when it comes to Dave Chappelle's controversial take on trans folks. Cho's remarks came in the wake of Chappelle's widely publicized Netflix specials. Chappelle first ignited controversy with his 2021 special, The Closer. Cho, who has a long history of standing up for marginalized communities alongside her comedy career, she frequently performs at pride events and LGBTQIA plus fundraisers, and even creates music for queer audiences. In a 2025 interview with the Trevor Project, Cho described comedy as a tool for activism. It's about amplifying voices that haven't been heard, and it can be instrumental in bring about real change. She said, now Cho is calling out fellow comedian Chappelle for what she sees as reckless use of platform they both share. She isn't just cracking jokes, she's demanding accountability. Here's what Cho has to say about Chappelle's trans humor and responsibility comedians carry. Margaret Cho says Chappelle's jokes are painful to hear. Cho is not here for Chappelle's comments about the trans community. The queer Korean American comedy legend pulled up to the Kelly Mantle show and didn't mince her words when the topic of Chappelle's trans jokes came up. I wish that he would not talk about the trans community in the way that he does, Cho said. He's such an authority on comedy. People hold him in such high regard, but when he talks about the trans community in such an educated, negative, and destructive way, it is really painful. Cho acknowledged Chappelle's talent and legacy, but questioned the direction he's taken in recent years. It feels like a betrayal, she said. I know that he's better than that. Her remarks came in the wake of Chappelle's widely publicized Netflix specials. Chappelle ignited controversy with his 2021 special, The Closer, where he ridiculed trans people and openly declared himself Team TERF, a stance aligned with trans exclusionary feminism. Fellow comedian Michelle Boutois, a prominent Black lesbian voice in comedy, also clapped back at Chappelle's rhetoric. In her special, A Beautiful Mind at Radio City Music Hall, she didn't hold back. He is the GOAT. If that means going off about trans people, Dave is not funny. It's dangerous. She said, make it funny. That's all. Margaret Cho is not afraid to call out fellow comedians. Cho's critique of Chappelle's reflects a larger pattern in how she engages with fellow comedians. She doesn't hesitate to call out her peers, even friends, when accountability is due. On the same episode of The Kelly Mantle Show, Cho also spoke candidly about her experience with Ellen DeGeneres. While the public once hailed DeGeneres as the queen of nice, Cho didn't sugarcoat her own experiences. She revealed that Ellen treated her poorly throughout much of her career, describing her as mean and not nice behind the scenes. Cho remembered opening for DeGeneres at comedy clubs in 1980s, only to have Ellen act like they were strangers when Cho appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show years later. Later, when I would do her talk show in 2000s, she acted like we just met. Like, bitch, what? We go way back, Cho quipped. Do you guys agree with Margaret Cho that Dave Chappelle's joke about trans people are harmful? A comment below. I mean, yeah. So two things are happening here, right? As far as I know, or from what I've collected, or all the information that we've collected, Dave is a straight Black man. So I feel like the information that he has and his knowledge about it all is skewed to have his platform, someone who's such a large comedian and someone who we respect so much for their work, kind of be filled with so much hate towards trans people is weird to me. But underneath it all, I think it's fear. Of course, like who would give a fuck what somebody calls themselves? I think that is so strange to me. Like the joke is on you, motherfucker. Like who nigga, like why do you give a fuck if a bitch calls herself whatever the fuck she wants? Why do you give a fuck? Don't fuck her. Don't fuck her. Don't deal with her. No one's asking you. We're just asking for rights. You know, they're able to call themselves whatever they want. That's it. You don't have to be in the same room with them, but you might have to share a bathroom. Or you don't have to go to that motherfucker. Like, I hate going to the bathroom and walking past people who don't wash their fucking hands. But I still have to be disgusting as people. That's disgusting. What's not disgusting is someone referring to themselves as whatever they choose fit. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that there's a real issue other than yearning and desire. I think there's a bit of desire there, obsession. And two, I also think that I want to just kind of ignore Dave. I think there's a part of it that for him to go on it for so long, I think Dave knows that its attraction is something that gets people talking, you know, and gets people to, I want to ignore it. I want to talk about comedians who are Black, who are straight, and they are pro LGBTQIA plus people. And that's Marlon Wayans. Claps for Marlon Wayans, who has spoken and took the bullet and was a great ally for the queer community, who continues to stand up for his family and the queer people and women in his life. Claps for them. I don't see these niggas. These hating ass niggas. And I think y'all should stop. Like, stop sharing your platform. I don't even feel like comfortable talking about it right now. Like, fuck Dave Chappelle. Like, fuck J.K. Rowling. Fuck these bitches who don't see you, child. Let's take our opportunity and choose to go with love and choose to ignore the hate, child. Fuck them. Let's focus on people who love us. Let's start reading books with people who are written by people who love us, who accept us, or choose to even not comment on a bitch. Like, that's fine with me, bitch. Don't say shit to me. You don't like the way I live, bitch. I don't like your outfit, bitch, but you don't hear me talking about it. Oh, bitch, we choose not to say those things about other people. Why can't they give us the same respect? And I choose to acknowledge those people who do and choose to put my dime with people who give me the time. Leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. And that's the show. I hope that makes sense. Make sure you guys subscribe to this podcast everywhere. 5 stars. I am a 5-star bitch. Follow us on all of our socials. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis. Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show. Twitter.com/Carmine Davis. Facebook.com/Carmine Davis. CarmineDavisShop.com. Get your new drop. We have another drop coming, I think. I'm going to start dropping it this week. So that's the show. I love you guys. Bye.